Hello, I'm Rachel Orkey and I have Tourette syndrome and it is, well, my birthday today. I am 18. Now, fuck your mom. I have one wish for you guys to grant for me. So usually, well, my comment sections can get kind of rancid. So what you're gonna do is comment right now, do it. Say anything, I don't care. Well, and then under someone else's comment, compliment them or just tell them to have a nice day. Say anything that will make their day today. I want this to be the most positive and uplifting comment section I've ever seen in my entire life. So do it right now. Leave your comment and say something nice to somebody else in the comment section.
If you ever plan on sneaking out, make sure you close the window all the way. All the way. Don't even leave it open just a crack. Let me tell you why. So on a random fall night 4 years ago, 16-year-old me decides she wants to go hang out with her friends. But her parents are sleeping, and she obviously doesn't have permission. So what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? She's gonna come up with the best fucking plan ever. Here's the deal. My room was on the second floor, right next to my parents' room. And because we were living in a rental house, the front door was so loud. It was so loud. You could hear it open and close through the entire house, no matter what time of day it was. Same with the sliding glass back door. So I had to be a little creative. I decided that my only option was to go out the window on the first floor that was furthest away from my parents' room, that they had no chance of hearing me open it, okay? But I was still so sketched. I open the window, I pop the screen out, and I escape. I make my great escape. I go and hang out with my friends, I get crunk, and I come back home, okay? I come back home, and I'm a little woozy. So I climbed back in through the window and I had to hoist myself up through there. I was being loud as fuck. I don't know how they didn't hear me, but I was more concerned about them hearing the noise of the window closing for some reason. So I made the fatal mistake of not putting the screen back in the window, just leaving it propped outside the house, underneath the window, and leaving the window cracked, not closing it all the way, because I was terrified, drunk me, was terrified that the sound of the window closing would wake them up. I went to bed, everything was fine and dandy. The next morning, Sunday morning, my family had plans to go to church, so we all loaded up in the car and went to church, and then when we came back, our side gate to our backyard was open. That was normal because the lock on the gate was broken and the wind would blow it open all the time. But it screwed me because it showed the view into the backyard where you could see the screen propped up, the screen from the window from the previous night before, propped up against the side of the house. Instantly, my parents think someone tried to break in. They're freaking out. My dad walks over to observe the window and he sees that it is slightly cracked. He goes, "Everyone, stay in the car. I'm gonna do a sweep of the house." Pulls out his pew-pew and goes and does a sweep of the house to make sure no one's in there. They were so convinced someone tried to break in that they went and bought security cameras for the whole house the very same day. I had to pretend I knew nothing.
One time I wanted to leave a man's house so bad that I made my best friend call him off of no caller ID. And when I seen the no caller ID popping up on his phone, I made a scene. I done turned into Halle Berry. I'm all, "You got bitches calling you up a no caller ID?" The nigga like, no, I don't know who that is. I'm all texting my best friend, "Keep blowing him up. I'm like, "I'm taking my shit. You got bitches calling your phone? All right, I'm taking my shit. I'm out."
So I used to be a bully in middle school, so I'm going to be telling you guys the little funny things I did to people. So there was this guy that was interested in my friend, and he was like coming at her. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I literally just kicked him in the back of the head. Yeah, I was so evil. Yeah, he got a concussion, like a level 3 concussion. Like, what a loser. Yeah. And he came back to school a week later, and he like had a little journal or like diary or something, and I stole it and I revealed it on the Instagram like post that I owned, like the school's Instagram. And after that, he honestly never showed up again. Like, I don't know what happened to him after that. Like, it was just so funny. And one time this girl was like leaking through her pants, like in middle school. I was like, ew. And I like pointed it out in front of this whole group of boys, and they all looked at her. They were like, ew, what the frick? Like, we didn't say fuck at the moment. We just said frick. They were like, ew, what the frick? And I was just like laughing. I was like, what a loser. And then she looks back and she's like, what? And the whole day, like, no one told her. And I see her after school and she's still walking around with that little stain on her butt. And no one told her. So I take a picture and I post it on my TikTok story, and like it gets like 100,000 views. It was insane. It was so funny. But yeah, stay tuned if you want to see like more things I've done as a bully in middle school. But I just want to let you guys know I've changed. Like, I would never do that, like, ever. Like, I don't even find that stuff funny. Like, I would never do that. Like, I'm such a nice person now. Like, trust. Anyways, have a great night. Love you, queens.
You know when you're younger and everyone would always say to you, like, the boys are going to be banging down your door when you get older. They're going to be lined up around the block for you. You know, they look at your parents and they're like, you're going to have trouble with this one, right? You're going to have to sit at the front door with a shotgun, right? Just all this stuff. They think you're going to be like a supermodel and you're only like 8 years old, okay? And you're hearing it and you're just laughing it off and you're like, ha ha ha, grandma, thank you. You're crazy, but thank you, okay? Then you get older and you get to the point where everyone thought that people would be literally banging down your front door to be with you. I don't know. And you get to that point and suddenly they flip the script. Those same adults that were saying, you're going to be so incredible when you're older, they won't be able to get enough of you, right? Those same people are now saying, well, what are you doing? He's not just going to show up at your front door. Oh, but when I was 8, you said he was, though. Now that I'm here, it's like, well, what are you doing? You have to put yourself out there. He's not just gonna show up at your front door. Okay, well, I think I was a little misled. Not once has someone banged down the door or lined up around the block. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
If you're listening to this story and your dog or your cat or your pet is next to you, go to another room. Go to another room. Do it. Just do it. Now, don't say I didn't warn you if shit gets weird and maybe your dog starts talking to you. Anyway, if your pet is still here, hi, how you doing? This guy says that he has only shared this story with a couple of people because when he has shared it, people think that he's lying, it's made up, or that maybe he just imagined things. The reason why he's also very comfortable sharing the story is because he has started hearing other stories from people who have experienced similar things, so get ready for this. This guy says that he got home from work very tired. However, his dog Zeus was super excited to see him, started jumping up and down, which was kind of Zeus's sign saying, hey, take me out for a walk. He admits that he didn't have the energy to take him out, but he did because he cared about his dog's health and he took him to a dog park. He says that Zeus is very well behaved, so he doesn't have a problem getting him off the leash and letting him run around. He has never attacked a kid or a person, nothing of that sort, so that's why he's very comfortable letting him loose. Now he's like, please don't judge me. I know I shouldn't let him off the leash, but I promise I'm responsible. I bring doggy bags. Zeus listens when I tell him to come. He has never been aggressive, so, you know, again, he trusts Zeus. So while Zeus was playing and running, he went to go sit at a bench, and he said that he notices that every time Zeus would run, he would look back, find him, and be like, okay, he's still here. Goes back to play, he would stop, make sure that he was still sitting at that bench just waiting for him. It was in that moment when a little kid came up to him when he was sitting at the bench. He noticed that the little boy was looking at Zeus and he was smiling, just seeing Zeus jump up and down and run. He says that the little boy turned to look at him and asked him if that was his dog. He turns to look at the kid and he's like, yeah, that's my pet, his name is Zeus. And that's when the little kid says something that shocked him. The little kid said, you know that your dog talks, right? He says that the little kid was so tiny he didn't want to crush his imagination, so he just nodded yes, like, yep, I know that Zeus can talk, because, you know, what are you gonna tell a little kid? No, he doesn't talk. That's when the little kid turned around, almost like to walk away, still with a smile on his face, and he says, my dog told me that your dog was just like him. At this point, he was like confused, but also very curious. And he tells the little boy, well, how could you know any of this? And the little kid simply just said, well, why don't you ask Zeus? Cool. If he's the type of dog that talks, then he's gonna give you a response. The kid then says, because not all dogs can talk. They're not all like that. The kid turned around and left. out. He turned back to look at Zeus, and he could tell that Zeus was watching him, almost like if Zeus knew that they were talking about him. And then when Zeus noticed that he was looking at him, he just kept walking and running like if nothing happened. Oh my god. When they returned home, he said that what that little boy said just stayed in his head. And he was playing around. Obviously, like, it was a little kid. He's not gonna believe that. So in a joking manner, he turns to Zeus and says, "Can you talk?" Immediately, Zeus's attitude, mannerisms changed. He says that Zeus stared into his eyes for like a minute, and then he just turned around. He went walking towards his doggy bed and he just laid on it. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. Oh my god, I'm scared. He was like, what the fuck just happened? Because he says that Zeus is not this like serious of a dog. Like, he's always hyper, he's always jumping. The way that he looked at him, turned around, went to his dog bed and just stayed there, threw him off. However, he was like, okay, whatever, that was weird, but maybe it's just what that kid told me that's making me feel even more weirder. So he simply went to bed and he went to sleep. So again, he ends up falling asleep, and he says that he was deep into his sleep when he got awoken by a sound of something falling in the kitchen. He immediately gets up and with precaution walks towards the kitchen. He turned to see if Zeus was in his doggy bed and he wasn't there, so he didn't know where Zeus was. He thought to himself that maybe Zeus also got woken up, and he went to the kitchen to see what was that sound. When he gets to the kitchen, he notices that everything's in its place. There's nothing on the floor. Like, what made that sound? He has no idea. However, the strange thing was that Zeus wasn't in the kitchen either. So he called out for Zeus, and very calmly, Zeus comes out of this like empty bedroom that he has. He says that Zeus looks at him, didn't even get close to him, and just went to lay down on his doggy bed. Almost like if he was someone that Zeus didn't know, or that maybe he didn't even care about. Anyway, following day, he goes to work, he gets home, opens the door, and Zeus is not there greeting him like every other day, where he's jumping up and down excited, wanting him to take him to the dog park. Zeus was nowhere to be found. So obviously he was in shock, and he calls out to Zeus, because at this point he's like, what if he's sick, or what if something's going on? So again, Zeus comes out of that empty bedroom, looks at him, and at this point he's trying to get Zeus excited. He gets his leash and he's like, look, you want to go to the dog park? And Zeus looks at him, doesn't get close to him again, and goes and lays down on his doggy bed. To him, he says it was evident that something was happening to Zeus, so he calls a friend who was a veterinarian, and he tells them, look, these are the symptoms, he's not coming, he's not excited, and his friend thought that maybe it was because of the age. He didn't believe that it was that, because Zeus's energy like switched just overnight. However, he really loved Zeus and wanted Zeus to be healthy, so he did make an appointment to see the veterinarian the following day. That day, they didn't go to the dog park, but he did go to sleep just worried about Zeus and hoping that it was nothing serious and that he was going to be fine. As he's laying there thinking about Zeus, he says that he could hear that someone opened the front door, and after that door was opened, it sounded like somebody was walking. He got really scared because he can clearly hear footsteps, inside of his house, and he hadn't fallen asleep yet, so he knew that it was like very real. He wasn't dreaming or anything like that. He said that he had a sword next to his bed, so he just grabbed that sword and quietly came out of his bedroom. The house was dark, but that he could still see that the front door was indeed opened. However, there was nobody in his house, and not even the trace of Zeus. He honestly couldn't believe it, but he was like, what if Zeus opened the door and escaped? But he thought that didn't make any sense because the door was locked, like you physically had to unlock it. As he's walking out of the hallway, he then starts to hear footsteps behind him. He said that he was like in shock, but when he turned around to try to look, he saw like a shadow of somebody just run past him and outside that front door. He screamed for Zeus to help him because he was scared and he didn't know what to do. That thing passed so fast, not even the sword could help him. Zeus never came. He never came. He wasn't in that empty bedroom. He wasn't laying on his dog bed. Zeus never came out. So he immediately closes the front door and locks it up. After locking it, he stepped away from the door, and that is when he started hearing something trying to open that door back up. He said that he noticed when they couldn't open it back up, so then they started kicking the door. That is when he screams like, what do you want? Who are you? What do you want from me? If you don't leave, I'm calling the police. And the thing that he heard back was somebody laughing, almost like laughing at him. And that is when he heard a voice telling him,
Alfredo, you wanted to know if I could talk.
The answer is yes. And not just that, I can do so many other things. And then it banged on the door and he heard when the steps were walking away from his house with a very terrifying laughter. Everything stayed calm. However, he was shaking with fear and he stayed up the entire night until morning time, and that's when he finally got the courage to open that front door. The door was full of scratch marks. Ever since that day, Zeus disappeared and he has never seen him again. However, when he goes to sleep in his bedroom, he swears that he can hear Zeus inside of the house. When he comes out, there's nothing there. Even when he gets home from work, he swears he can hear Zeus's steps, almost like when he would get excited and run to the door, but nothing is there. He doesn't know if maybe it's just like his memories or if Zeus really is coming to visit him from time to time. But what do you guys think?
Never let a man come over to your house after a first date. And if you used to do that, you're not going to do that after this story time. Let's go. I also forget to mention that it's a true story time. Yeah, let us begin. The story starts off with this young girl. She goes on a first date with this guy. They go out to get dinner. And honestly, he was a green flag all throughout. Like, he was nice to the waitresses. He paid for the bill. Like, no red flags at all. This is why no matter how normal or nice a guy seems to be, you can never trust them too quickly because the story's like this. The dinner goes great, he pays the bill, and then they just go about their day and they go to their own homes. So obviously this is a respectful man, right? Like, he didn't even try to like get her to come over and didn't ask to go over to her house yet. So she goes home and then she gets a call from him, and he's basically saying how he can't find his key, his roommate is not answering the phone, and if he could just come over for the time being until either his roommate answers the phone or he finds his key somehow. And she obviously said yes because, once again, no red flags. He comes over, they're having a blast, they're just sitting on the couch, talking, vibing, and then it just gets really late, so she's like, hey, you can sleep on the couch until you figure things out, I'm gonna go to my room. And something told her to lock the door. Obviously, she lives alone, she doesn't normally lock the door, but something, an instinct. A woman's instinct is always right. So she ends up locking the door and then just going to sleep. A couple hours pass and then she gets a knock on her bedroom door, and it's him asking for a phone charger because his died. Something told her once again, don't open the door, just tell him where it is. So she does not move and she says, it's on the kitchen counter, like, help yourself. And he says thank you, and then he goes about his business, and then she just goes back to bed. Okay, this is where it gets a little for me. A couple minutes go by and then he comes back and knocks on the door and says, hey, like, this charger's not working, like, do you have a charger in your room that I can borrow? Something just like raises a flag in her head, like, hey, something's wrong, why does he want to get into my room so bad? So she calls the police. After she calls the police, she hears like the door kind of opening, she hears like a bunch of commotion outside, and then a couple minutes later, the police knock on her bedroom door and say, hey, like, you're safe, he's in custody, come outside and look at your living room. Guess what she saw? Please, just pause the video. I want you guys to guess first before you actually hear what it is. So she walks out from her bedroom to her living room with the police, and she sees her whole living room fully plastered, and she just sees a box of power tools. So drills, axes, you name it, it was in that power tool box. If she left her room and she didn't use her womanly instincts, you guys, women, we're never wrong. I said what I said and I meant it. If she did not just listen to her instincts, she would have been gone. I'm so scared for women. Like, we're not safe ever, and it's really sad. I really want to know how she felt in that moment. Like, just to be like, whoa, like, I just listened to my gut, and that's the main reason I'm still alive till this day. Like, if you're watching this, I'm so proud of you, and I hope you know that. Moral of the story is, a man can be so normal, have the perfect job, and just be a walking green flag and still not be the person that you think he is. So just don't let anyone into your home. Make sure that you guys run a background check first. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
Things that if you do in school, you suck. Number 1, cutting the damn lunch line. I'm sorry, my big back wants a little bit of food because I've been starving for the past 4 periods, but your colossal backed friends wants to cut in line and extend my wait time by 30 more minutes, and by the time I get back to eat my lunch, lunch is already over. Number 2, try to be the funny kid. I'm sorry, you're giving me secondhand embarrassment and I can't deal with this cringe outside of TikTok. Coming in at number 3, we have being rude to the nice teacher. I'm sorry, they're the only thing keeping me going in this damn school system. And if they quit, I will... Coming in at number 4, we have not flushing the toilet. I don't know if this is a problem for everyone, but some people in my school are not flushing the toilet. I'm sorry, I don't want to see your dookie every time I want to take a piss. My last point, and you suck if you do, is if you own one of those stupid little rolly backpacks. I don't care if it doesn't give you back pain. Get that thing out of my sight.
I was a mean girl in high school. Let's talk about it. There was a comment someone made, and it basically said something to the effect of, I'm so glad to see that I'm still the same mean girl that she was in high school. This comment is so silly goose. It made me just start reminiscing about high school. I went to high school over 4 years ago, so it's really been a minute. It's kind of crazy to me that someone, like, even still cares about it. I wish I could ask them, like, what they mean by that, because I wasn't, like, outwardly mean to just, like, anyone I went to school with. I was definitely mean to people that, like, did me dirty or that, like, you know, were rude to me or something. I don't know. I didn't really care about people when I was in high school. I'm just busy doing my own thing and dealing with my own stuff. I had a lot going on when I was that age. Yeah. I really wish that I could have commented or I could have, like, seen who they were so I would, like, know more of the story. Basically, my high school life was very strange. I was pretty smart, like, I am pretty smart. So I was in a lot of the, like, higher academic classes, but I wasn't friends with any of the kids in those classes. So I always felt kind of, like, out of the loop. Yeah, I never just got along with any of those kids, and they never really, like, made an effort to hang out with me. Plus, I also have really bad RBF, so that might have had something to do with it. And I can be very, like, outward spoken, like, I'm pretty extroverted, and sometimes I say things before I can think them through, so just putting some oil in my hair. I can definitely see why people would think I was mean, but I really wasn't mean unless you were, like, rude to me. But yeah, like I said, I was in high school over 4 years ago, and I was in the COVID class, so I wasn't even going to school, like, probably for a month before our school closed because I was doing my own thing. I've traveled a lot in the past 4 years. I've met a lot of different people, been in a lot of different places, and learned a lot of life lessons. So I don't really think about high school anymore. And if you're still focused on me in high school, then you clearly have no purpose in my life, because you would definitely have a different opinion if you, like, actually knew me. If you're still someone who's, like, focused on high school and it's been almost 5 years, y'all must be chronically online and need to, like, get a life. Go travel, go meet people, go talk to people, go make money, y'all. But I do have a hot take on this. I think bullying is something that has to happen when you're young. Something from, like, an evolutionary or, like, biological standpoint. And I've always thought this way, and I will probably continue to think this way. If you're someone who's being bullied, you kind of, like, to learn to stick up for yourself or, like, learn to have more confidence in yourself. Bullying in America, or, like, the Mean Girls of America, bruh, it's really not that bad. Y'all ever seen K-dramas? Y'all know what happens in other countries, what bullies are like. American teenagers have gotten so soft these days because of social media. Literally anything offends people and makes people be like, I'm being bullied. I feel like if you are being bullied, it's gonna help you grow up and be a stronger person, have your foot in life because of your experience. Unless you dwell on it for 4 years after high school, then that's just kind of sad. And then if you are someone that's bullying people, you never know what's going on in someone's life. Don't take it too personally. If someone's bullying you, they probably have something going on. Honestly, those people probably have some things that they need to work on themselves. Maybe that's all they know. But it's gonna teach them too how to treat people. A lot of people that are bullies do end up having, like, higher social growth in life. I feel like there's some psychological backing to this stuff. I mean, I'm not saying, like, go out and be mean to people. It's just something that naturally happens and that kind of has to happen. It's giving, like, evolution theories. It's giving biological things. But if you're still dwelling on that from 5 years ago, now, I'll be real with y'all, I don't talk to anyone from high school. Sometimes I'll reach out every now and then if, like, something comes up. Definitely, like, I'm not friends with anyone from high school. I don't plan on, like, mending any friendships from there. I went to a pretty small school in a very, like, tiny town compared to where I am now. Literally have no interest in befriending or, like, rekindling any relationships with those people. Only one person I talked to that I knew in high school, he didn't even go to my high school, happened to be friends after. High school doesn't matter at all. You're 22, you really need to, like, get a grip and focus on, like, your priorities in life rather than, like, dwelling on the past, which is crazy to me. Now that I'm at, like, 11,000 followers, I don't have any profile views on, and like TikTok basically took that away from me. You just can't see profile views and stuff anymore. Before I hit that number, I would see people from high school watching my stuff. Fine, because like every now and then I'd watch their stuff too, and they thing where TikTok's like, are you interested in this profile? It always made me giggle when I would see people from my school watching my stuff. It's so crazy. Moral of the story, if you're being bullied in high school or you are a bully in high school, y'all, it's so overrated. High school is literally meaningless. I haven't used anything from high school in my life since I left. And I don't plan on rekindling any relationships from high school. And I don't plan on going to any of the reunions. Those people literally mean zero to me now. And all of the things that happened in high school literally mean this to me now. Because I've had so many experiences and because I've learned so much from the 4 years I've had outside of high school. If you're still like reminiscing about high school and you're still hurt by something I said or did to you, I'm sorry. I probably don't remember it anyway. And you should probably get outside more.
Do you really think I care if you don't like me? On my own birthday, I woke up covered in blood. It was literally my special day, and I woke up confused and I couldn't even walk for 1 to 2 years. Comment if I peeve this on your For You page. I don't really like to talk about this because it's such an emotional topic, but I did go through that. Not only could I literally not walk, I could not talk either. I had to communicate through noises. Even after those 1 to 2 years, the suffering was not over. I was forced to go places I did not want to go to and sit there and listen to people I did not want to listen to. It was honestly one of the worst things that's ever happened to me, especially since I was forced to do it and I didn't even ask for this. I just remember that when it all happened, I was so confused. I literally had no idea what was going on, and I just remember being so scared. And honestly, still living my everyday life is pretty traumatic because of what happened in my past, but I'm still trying to get through it. Basically, what happened was I was born and my parents did not ask for my consent. It was all just literally so scary, and to this day, I'm still trying to get over it. But if you made it to the end, please comment a baby emoji. We literally all have that one friend that is just disrespectful to you, but the minute you say something back, you're considered rude. They just called you chopped in 5 different languages, but the minute you cut off their hair, you're the rude one. FIP of this on your For You page so I can notice you guys. Like, bro, they will literally just sit there flaming you for 60 minutes straight and you're not supposed to say anything. Like, bro, I was talking to this girl and she started being rude to me and I just didn't really say anything, but then my friend was like, oh, why didn't you say anything? So next time she was making fun of me, I decided to say something back because she was making fun of me. And then all her friends were like, oh, Michelle, that was so disrespectful of you. Like, bro, what? She literally just wished death upon my dog, but I'm rude for calling her a little bit cross-eyed? You're literally looking 2 separate ways. How about you focus on looking straight before you make fun of me? Like, I'll literally just be standing there and someone will start investigating my outfit and making fun of me. Like, oh my gosh, Michelle, your shoe's untied. Ah! Bro, your life is untied. I'm just joking. Please don't cancel me. If you made it to the end, comment a butterfly.
Get ready with me to go and give me mum in a story time how I tried to sneak out last night. All I wanted to do last night was to just go on a nice session out with me mates. And no, because I get stuck in the window. Okay, so last night I got a call off one of my friends saying, Mileage won't go to this party. And I was like, obviously. So, obviously, Bernard told me to be at a spot for 8 p.m. And I was running late because I was trying to look fit for him. Because, guys, he's my crush. Guys, Bernard's last name's Matthews, but don't tell anyone. So I got dead ready to see Bernard Matthews. And, obviously, I put my ski mask on because, obviously, he told me he was a badass and I've never met him before. But I've seen loads of pictures and I've got like this really big crush on him. There's pictures of him in the freezer in Asda. He's so fit. But yeah, so he told me he was a rapper and he was all this, that, and he was dead fit and he was all this, and then he showed me pictures and I was just obsessed. Like, I saw him and I was like, wow, that's my man. So then obviously I put my mask on and I was getting ready. And the only reason I put my mask on was because if my mum was going to catch me, like, I didn't think she was going to know it was me with my mask on. Because I could have just made a run for it, you know what I mean? And she just would have thought it was some weirdo. So I tried all the doors, all the windows. I tried absolutely everything. But absolutely nothing would open except the window in the conservatory. So I was like, yep, bingo! Because I was going to do anything to go and see Bernard Matthews. He is one fit bugger. So I'm climbing on the windowsill, trying to get up to this big window while I knew I was going fit through. So I'm trying to get out this window and I've realised I've been getting me carbs in.
And I knew the only reason I couldn't get through that window was because of this. My bum's too big! And that is the only reason I couldn't get through that window, and I was fuming. Anyway, guys, that was my story time, and now I need to go beat my mom because she's being a bitch.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all what happened to me at work today. So when I go to work, I don't be doing all that talking. I go in, clock in, do my work, clock out, go home. Like, that is all I be caring about, right? But there's this boy at my job. He's very talkative, very outgoing, all this other stuff. So whenever he talks to me, of course, I talk back. So he comes in today, hey, Maddie, how you doing? I'm just, I'm good, blah, blah. I have a little conversation. That's it. Tell me why. Like, 2 minutes later, he comes back and he's talking to a guy that's sitting like 2 desks away from me. And he's talking to him, but he's talking loud enough so that I can hear it because he wants me to hear it. So he's just like, hey, so-and-so, did I tell you that Maddie has on my favorite shoes today? Because y'all know I be in the office real drippy, okay? So now I'm dragged into the conversation. And we're just talking about, like, oh, when I got my shoes, if I bought them retail, talking about resale prices, blah, blah, all this other stuff. Cool. The conversation's over. Everybody goes back to their work. 30 seconds later. 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds, okay? So I'm not tripping because it was so soon. 30 seconds later, the guy that was 2 desks away from me was just like, dang, Maddie, like, was it a hard decision? And, of course, me, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, was it a hard decision to, like, put these shoes with this outfit? So I'm responding. I'm just like, oh, no, it wasn't that hard. Like, it was just, all black. I just needed an all black shoe. But before I can even say it was all black, I just needed an all black shoe. After I say, no, it wasn't really that hard, he interrupts me, y'all. He interrupts me. And he interrupts me to say, oh, yeah, my wife just cut her hair, too. Huh? When did we start talking about hair? So now it's a lot going on in my mind, right? A lot going on in my mind. And I'm just like, okay, this man's talking about hair. He asking me, was it a hard decision to cut my hair? So, of course, as any black girl does, I'm going along with the lie. Just like, oh, no, it's just hair. Who cares? Like, it is what it is, right? So then he starts asking me more questions and more questions. He's just like, so how long were you growing it? Like, were you planning to do? Like, how did you feel? All this other stuff. So now I'm in fucking deep. And it made me realize, y'all, I just had a whole nother wig in my head. It was red and straight and long. Okay, cool. Before that, I had braids in my head. Black, long. Before that, I had a red wig, curly, long. Before that, I had a blonde wig, curly. So I'm just thinking, did he think all this was my real hair? Like, does he think I'm just dyeing my hair and cutting my hair and styling it and just doing all this different shit to my hair all the time? And who am I to break it to him? Oh, no, this is not my hair. This is a wig in the middle of this office. What? So, of course, I just got the man just thinking, just telling him a whole life story that ain't never fucking happened. Y'all, then it dawned on me that I'm getting a whole nother wig on Saturday. Blonde. He's going to lose his shit when he see me next week. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to tell him? Like, how am I going to save myself? Because I'm in deep at this point. I'm just going to have to teach him about shrinkage because, baby, yeah, this is my hair too.
Hey guys, get ready with me again because I cried off all my makeup because I thought I wasn't going to the beach, but then I am. Okay, so basically my dad was like, we're going to the, it's my best friend's birthday, so I'm going to the beach, and I can't go to the beach alone because my dad's strict. So he was like, wait till I get home so I can answer that. And I'm like, okay. So I'm waiting till he gets home. It's 2:00, and I'm supposed to be at the beach, so I call him. Once he gets home, I talk to him. He starts telling me no. I go, no, I have my full face of makeup. I'm looking mad good. I'm not all snatched up, and he tells me no. I can't talk too loud because he's downstairs, and if he hears that I'm making a TikTok about him, he's gonna be like, he's gonna tell me no again. But then I started crying and then punching walls and stuff, and then my mom said, let's go then. So I'm gonna go with my mom because she's a W. But I really don't understand why I have to go through all this just to go to the fucking beach. Like, shouldn't it be, Papi, can I go to the beach? Yes, I'm on my way. Okay, bye. Like, it should be that easy, but no, I have to cry, I have to punch walls, I have to do all this extra bullshit. Oh my gosh, my best friend just said to me, she was like, girl, where are you at? I'm like, I just told her how I just cried off all of my makeup off, and I have to, like, get ready again. Like, that's so fucked. I shouldn't have to go through this. I swear I shouldn't have to go through this. I don't know who I blame. want things to be okay. And I feel really bad for Leah because it's like, it's her birthday. Like, this shit, my little family problem should not have to come in the way of that. Like, I should be there fucking supporting her and being there. Okay, base is done. It's not as good as the last base, but it's okay, y'all. It's okay, y'all. I'm thinking of the positive, like how we're gonna be on the beach and I'm gonna be with Aaliyah and we about to be looking good as fuck and then we about to go swimming and then we about to do all that fun shit and we about to look for the fine guys. Like, I'm about to find my soulmate, maybe. It's World War II, bitch, but 3 actually.
How old do you think I am? Tell me right now before I tell you my age. How old do you think I am? Because tonight I went out with friends and then at the end of the night some guy started talking to me about my shirt because I guess it's a conversation starter or something. And then he said, "You're really cute. Can I have your number?" But my man had a beard and I understand that young people can have beards. But he was not young. So I asked him, I said, "Oh, like, can I ask how old you are?" And he said, 28. 28? How old did you think I am? So I said, I was like, "Oh, I'm 18 years old." So he said, "Oh, never mind then. How old did you think I was?" Because I think I could not pass for any older than 20. And I feel like that's also kind of a lot. I understand that with the makeup and everything, I look a little bit older, but I've always been told that I look younger than I am. And maybe that's just me, but I feel like for a 28-year-old to be appropriate for him to date me, I would have to be at least 22. At least 22. And I don't think I can pass for 22. So, I need to know if I just look really old. But I don't know, man. How old do I look?
I have something to admit, and I'm not afraid to say it. I am a Lulu lesbian literally to the day that I die. I feel like Lulu lesbians need more recognition because it's so hard being gay, but also looking so extremely straight. Like, I'm sorry I don't fit in the typical stereotype of a gay person, but I'm not about to change myself and my style just because of my sexuality. Like, that's not how I work. But I don't know, I think it's just so hard looking straight and being gay because, you know, it's just like everybody thinks you're lying and thinks that you're just like bullshitting it for attention. No, like, I like women. I like to dress like a basic white girl and there's nothing wrong with that. And just because I like to dress like a basic white girl doesn't mean that my sexuality is a lie. So, you know, that's just like my little pep talk. I'm getting ready right now to go to the mall with my friend because we're going to a Yankees game tomorrow. I really need to find an outfit because, like, I don't know any sports, so I don't have any, like, jerseys or anything. I'm gonna insert a clip of the inspo of my outfit. I got it from Pinterest, and I think it's, like, so freaking cute. But I don't have, like, the jersey, and that thing is, like, $100, and I don't even, like, know sports, and, like, I'm not a sports fan. I'm not about to spend $100 on a jersey that I'm not gonna wear after this one time. Okay, anyways, this is my makeup all done.
Have a good day to everyone except people who turn literally everything into a competition. Like, you tell them you're tired and they're like, "You're tired, I'm the one who's really tired, I ain't sleeping 2 days and da-da-da-da." All you had to say was "me too." I never understood that. Like, is you saying that's supposed to give me more energy? I'm still tired. Like, what's the flex here that you're more tired than me? Please go somewhere. Next, have a good day to everyone except people who don't delete photos whenever their friends ask them to. Why do y'all always treat people asking you to take down a photo like it's the most offensive thing in the world? Like, it's actually very simple. If they don't like how they look in the photo and they want you to take it down, then take it down. And if you like how you look in the photo and you want to keep the photo up, you can do a cute little crop and call it a day. Next, have a good day to everyone except people who drown their Chipotle bowls in sauces. This is not hate, but I'm a little bit scared and a lot of bit worried. I'm talking about those bowls that are mostly liquid. Like, you got sour cream, vinaigrette, queso. Like, damn, is there food in there? They got drinks on the menu, you know that, right? And I just know that with some bites, you're just taking a spoonful of straight sour cream. Next, have a good day to everyone except people who have issues with other people's tattoos and piercings. Saying things like, "You're gonna regret that piercing," or "You're gonna regret that tattoo." Damn, it's on your body? Like, there's no way it's affecting you that badly. But we are finished. Deuces, deuces, and deuces.
Get ready for school. I tell you about what I overheard in the school bathroom. Let's just say it has to do with the DL man. This is why I tell you guys to stay away from them. Okay, so I went to use the restroom before class because I had to take a spooky dookie. I think you know what I mean. Yeah. Obviously, before using the restroom, I looked for the most loneliest bathroom on campus. So I used the restroom farthest from class. Like, bitch, I'm talking 10-minute walk type of shit. Like, I don't want no hoes to hear me shitting. Anyways, I'm in there for like about 5 minutes when I hear 2 people walk in. And obviously it's like 2 boys. But they weren't in there to use the bathroom. And you're probably asking, then what were they in there for? Well, I'm about to tell you. Is this building up suspense? Do you want to know? Well, let me tell you what they were in there for. They were in there talking about some I love what we did last night and how they should do it again, if you know what I mean. Let's just say people were bumping some purses last night. So because I'm really nosy, I did peek through the little crack on the stall. Tell me why that guy is in my class, the one I'm about to go to. Worst part is that he has a girlfriend in that same class. That's not the worst part, y'all. Just tell me why I heard smooching. Like, it sounded like 2 fishes were sucking each other up. So while all of this is going on, I'm still on the freaking toilet, trying not to fart. But now I'm just wondering if I should tell the girlfriend. Like, if you were the girlfriend, would you want to know? Tell me if you would want to know. Okay, because I'm officially ready for school. Let me know if you would want to know if you were the girlfriend. Because maybe I should tell her, but like, is it my business? Anyways, bye besties.
Celebrities that deserve an apology. First off is Ariana Grande. Literally everyone was hating on her and calling her Ozempic. Why is it your business that she's skinny? Michaela. I don't know her last name, but it starts with C. Last year, she was a really popular TikToker, and her got released. People had it as their profile pictures, and she still gets hate on it today. But before she even got leaked, she was already getting bullied at school, so that made everything like 10 times worse. Esley. All y'all hated on Esley because she was getting glazed. But why were y'all hating on her if it was her fans glazing her? Y'all, there's a hair in my eye. But anyways, everyone always called her unfunny, like, girl, she makes more than your parents do. Next is Taylor Swift. Anytime Taylor Swift's song comes on at my school, all the boys in my class hate on her. They're like, ew, if you like Taylor Swift, they're like, ew, Taylor Swift is so weird. Like, how could anyone like her? Like, I actually kind of like her songs. Like, I don't like all of them. Like, I'm not a big fan of her. Like, I don't listen to her. But I will never hate on her for male attention also. Some of her songs are kind of nostalgic for me. Like, I don't watch sports, so I don't know what these kids are talking about. But during the thing with, like, the halftime show thingy, Taylor Swift's man was doing, like, terrible. Everybody was making fun of her. They were like, imagine being him and having to go home and talk that. Like, nobody cares about. Y'all are just mad that she's rich and famous. Anyways, if you made it to the end, comment Among Us.
I'm so fucking scared right now. It's currently 1 in the morning and my boyfriend is at work. It's just me and my son. And hold on. I just heard keys. I just heard keys open my door. So I'm thinking he might come home early. He don't supposed to get off till the morning. So I hear movement, I hear jiggling, I hear keys. And I hear movement in the living room. Now my son's room is across from our room. And we have motion lights in there for him. So when he wake up at night, in case he crawl out the bed. I'm about to show y'all. Completely dark. You have to step in his room to activate the motion light, right? There's 2 of them. Which, if I cut off my bathroom light, I can see that light on from my room, right? Ooh, y'all. So, I'm thinking he went in there to check on the baby because he do that. He always come in the house no matter what time it is and he check on him first. So, hold on, my baby. After a good, maybe like 5 minutes, I don't hear him moving no more. So, I'm like, damn, is he gonna come in the room? Like, you know, like, me and the baby in the room. I know he didn't see the baby was in his bed because I got him out and I put him in bed with me because sometimes I don't like sleeping by myself. This apartment is kind of weird. We just moved here a few months ago and it's just always been like little shit. Like, that's another story though. But so I fucking get up. I get up and I go out here. And ain't nobody here, y'all. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. I turned on all the lights. I'm walking around the house. There's nobody fucking here. How can motion lights come on without motion? I heard keys. I heard movement in my living room. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Like, I heard that shit. Clear as day. Clear as fucking day. Not a dream. And there's nobody fucking here but me and my son. Oh my God.
Story time on how I got caught having PS. If you don't know what that is, you're just too young. This is a real simple and short story because I didn't really get caught, but I did. So cool. This was a part of my routine. I was probably like in 7th grade. I would do this all the freaking time. I was fast. If you're new here, just know when I was younger, I was really fast and furious. Okay, cool, we get it. So I don't even remember where I was at. Oh yeah, so this was a part of my routine. Like, it was really nothing. And the way my room was set up, I never had got caught. And it's like I could hear so I thought I could hear the door open all the time because my room was the only room upstairs. It was the door, and then you have to walk upstairs just to get to my room. So it's like I could hear all that. And then it was wooden I'm talking too fast. It was wooden stairs, so I could hear you walking up the stairs. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm good. Boom, I get into my routine, set the phone up. This is gonna be TMI. If you don't like TMI, scroll. But like, say y'all are the FaceTime person. The door would be right there. This is not the same house, but the door would probably be like right there. Y'all are the FaceTime person. Me, I'm face down. And I'm facing that way, right? Like, I'm facing the wall. So like, if someone was to come in, I wouldn't see them come in unless I hear them come in. But let's just say that I was in this position, and luckily I had just slid, some fingers out. So it didn't look too bad. But when she walked in, she was just like, what the? Like, and I was like, oh, no. Immediately hung up. She never seen me hang up. She never seen that I was on the phone. I came up with this good excuse. I don't even remember what I said. I came up with this good excuse. How, like, blah, blah, blah. I was doing this yoga exercise, and it's because of my stomach, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't even remember what the hell I said. I just remember it was believable, right? And it was awkward. It was I'm still embarrassed to this day, but at least she probably didn't know I was doing that. But I don't know if it ain't no confirmation for me, so we good.